welcome back. If you're new here, hello, my name is Sarah and I like to make YouTube videos. So for today's video, I'm actually going to be doing a eye look for you guys. So I will be showing you how to do this really frosty blue kind of cut crease, not really cut crease because it's not super cut. But nonetheless, this is the look I will be showing you guys today, so if you are interested in seeing that, then just keep on watching. Alright, so we're going to start by priming the lids. Now go ahead and take whatever eyeshadow base or eyeshadow primer that you would like to use. I personally am going to take the Essence I Love Stage eyeshadow base. Okay, so to create a smooth, even base all over the lids, I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Light Cocoa from my Cocoa Contour palette and just apply that all over the lid. Alright, so for our transition shade, I'm going to go ahead and take the Swamp Queen palette and go into Natural Peaches and just lightly apply that to the crease. Alright, so now we can move on to the shade Man Cat. Now I'm going to be applying that above the crease because I am going to be making this a sort of cut crease. Not very defined, but still just to have the sort of illusion of a cut crease. So what I like to do when I'm making a sort of cut crease is take a regular shader brush, and when I dip the brush into the shadow, I'm only dipping it in on one side. So when I go to apply it to the eye, I just flip the brush so that the shadow is facing upwards and then the side facing downwards has no product on it, so that I'm only getting it exactly where I want it. And of course, if you ever feel like the product is looking too harsh or it's not blended enough, just feel free to go ahead and take a brush with no product on it and just blend as you go. Alright, so switching into another palette, I'm going to take the Balm Nude Tude palette. We're going to go ahead and take the shade Sexy, and we're going to do exactly the same thing that we did with Man Cat, applying that to the crease and of course blending it out just to make sure it has a really nice gradient. Okay, because I still do want to add a little bit of warmth to this look before we go ahead and move into some cooler shades, I'm going to go back into the Swamp Queen palette, taking the bronzer shade Sweet Tea and just doing a very light wash of that over the crease. Not the entire crease, just sort of the top part closest to the brow. Alright, so now moving on to the actual lid portion, we're going to go ahead and just take some concealer. I'll be taking the Maybelline Fit Me and just a very small detailed brush. The one I'm using is kind of like a lip brush, but I'm not 100% sure of that. And we're going to just be sort of cutting out the crease. Now I'm only going to be cutting out sort of the outer half of it. I'm not going to be doing the inner corners. So just take your time, put the concealer on the back of your hand so that you can dip into it slowly, getting small amounts, and it should turn out perfectly fine. Alright, so now that you've finished carving out sort of your half crease, we're going to go ahead and take the Sleek highlighting palette in Midas Touch, grabbing the blue highlight shade and just applying that all over the lid space. Alright, so we're going to move on to the Morphe 35U palette. I'm going to be taking the really shimmery blue shade. This is going to be the third shade in the third row of the palette. So I'm going to apply this shade all over the lid to the exact same area where we applied the previous shade. I am going to leave out a little bit in the inner corners just to keep them super bright. I'm also going to go ahead and spray my brush with some setting spray just to create a really intense foiled look. Alright, so going back to the sleek highlighting palette, I'm just going to go ahead and take the silver cream shade and just pack that on very lightly to the center of the lid, and I'll be using my fingers just to get the best payoff. Now, because I don't want that to be just straight up silver on my lid, I am just going to go ahead and blend out the sides of it with the brush that we used to apply the blue. Okay, so I just want to define the crease a little bit more, so I'm going to take a small angled brush and just go ahead back into the bronzer shade Sweet Tea from the Swamp Queen palette that we used and just kind of cut out the outside of that crease a little bit more. Okay, so before we move on, we're almost done. I'm going to go ahead and take the Physicians Formula Eye Booster Pen and we're going to do a very small wing. The way I'm going to do the wing is just make sure that it follows the same line as the crease that we cut out, and then we're almost done. Alright, so I did actually have to unfortunately do my eyeliner off camera. I was hoping to do it on camera, but it was testing me, you guys. I think my eyeliner pen is finally beginning to dry out and I will have to go and get a new one. More than likely right away, which is kind of annoying when you're doing makeup, but it's okay. We saved it, it looks good, and we're gonna move on. Alright, so for one of the last steps, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a black eyeliner. This is from Rodial, and line the waterline. Alright, so almost done. We're going to go ahead back into the Sweet Tea bronzer shade and just smoke out the lower lash line a little bit, and then we can do mascara. Alright, so of course the final step for this eye look is mascara. I'm going to go ahead and apply that, finish up the rest of my face, and I'll be right back. Alright, so this is the finished look. I finished doing the rest of my makeup, and this is how everything looks put together. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do not forget to give it a thumbs up and leave me some comments down below. I really would love to chat with you guys, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!